In service, the car group said Brother went there, had gone to Africa and gotten really sick. He's on his way back now, but most feel he shouldn't have gone and put himself in danger. I guess he didn't plan that too well.
Well, Cora, I can understand why some may feel that way, but still, we need to be careful when we view decisions that others make. We seldom have all the facts, and even if we do, we need to really be careful how we voice our personal views about their decision. Um, if we're not careful, we could become party to gossip, or, we could even be showing disrespect to some of our trustworthy brothers and sisters.
Oh, I wouldn't want to do that.
Oh, I know you wouldn't, Cora. Brother Went there's example reminds me of an early Christian brother in the Macedonia community and our congregation there in Philippi. His name was Epaphroditus. It was around 58 CE. They heard that Paul had been beaten there in Jerusalem, and he was eventually dragged and chained to Rome. And the congregation was so worried about him, and they wanted to do something to help him. They must have considered whether maybe one of them could go there and help him, to aid him, and with anything that he might need. So it was decided to send someone to Rome there, and not only to bring him comfort, but to bring him a gift from them. And I'm sure there was a lot of forethought and prayer and planning that went into that decision. We know that he was really a courageous man because he was willing to expose himself to a great deal of danger. It was a month-long journey of over 750 miles. And he also knew that by assisting Paul there, it might be dangerous to him. But he did this because of his unselfish concern and love for the welfare of others, and also to bring aid to Paul, who was in great need at that time. Much like Brother Went there, Epaphroditus became very ill, almost to the point of death. And as he began to get better, wouldn't you know, he began to suffer from depression. So Paul decided that the best thing would be to send him back to the Philippi congregation there and send a letter explaining for why his unexpected return. I was wondering, would you read the account for us there in Philippians 2:25? I think it's through 29.
But for now, I consider it necessary to send you to Epaphroditus, my brother and fellow worker and fellow soldier, and your envoy in personal service for my need, since he is longing to see all of you and is depressed because you heard he had fallen sick. Indeed, he did fall sick, nearly to the point of death, but God had mercy on him. In fact, not only on him, but also on me, so that I should not have one grief after another. Therefore, I am sending him with the greatest urgency, so that when you see him, you may again rejoice, and I may also be less anxious. So give him the customary welcome in the Lord with all joy, and keep holding men of that sort dear.
When Paul said that he considered it necessary to send Epaphroditus back home, Paul, was assuming the responsibility for his return, so that that would prevent any possible suspicion that he had failed in what they had sent him to do. So Paul recommended, you notice there, that they welcome him, give him a customary joyful welcome, and he urged them to keep holding men like him dear. So how do you think we could apply that same counsel today when Brother Went there gets back here to our congregation?
Well, by being positive and helping him adjust to being back, and we can let him know how glad we are to see him and assure him we truly appreciate the fact that he went to help in Africa.
That's really a good idea, Cora. And I want you to think about this. We should surely show respect and appreciation to other brothers and sisters that have that same attitude that Epaphroditus did. They sacrifice themselves in order to serve in faraway places like missionaries or traveling overseers or maybe one of the branch offices. If age or declining health prevents them from doing what they once did, they still deserve our respect for all their years of faithful service. We want to be like Jehovah and comfort them when they're downhearted, and genuinely praise them for their faithful example and service, and make a point to help them in other areas that they might need support. We can be sure that, like in Hebrews 6:10 says, that God is not unrighteous so as to forget their works and the love that they showed for his name. So we could have the same love, appreciation, and respect for our dear trustworthy brothers and sisters.